San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch spoke with the media today after they cut their final 53-man roster, and they divulged some information regarding injuries. And starting with Danny Gray, as we know, he was injured on the opening kickoff return against the Denver Broncos in preseason week 2. He has an AC joint sprain in his right shoulder. He will start the season on short-term IR. So that means he will be eligible to return after 4 weeks. As we know, Ronnie Bell made the roster. They were non-committal on Ray McLeod if he was going to show up on injured reserve or not. But obviously, they've made the statement that Danny Gray will start the year on short-term IR. So a blow for Danny. But again, 49ers got a insane value, what it looks like to be at least, in Ronnie Bell, the 7th-round draft pick out of Michigan, who will definitely step in for Danny while he's out. And if you missed it, the San Francisco 49ers also were able to get Chris Conley and Willie Snead back to their practice squad, along with Tate Martin and Isaiah Winstead. So if they need to elevate a player from the practice squad, they have some pretty good options to pull from, some veterans, some young guys. So I think they'll be all right in that short time frame. Also, rookie edge Robert Beal Jr. was placed on short-term IR. This was a bit of a surprise. Wasn't really expecting that to be a situation where he ended up on short-term IR. We haven't really seen a whole lot of Beal. He was injured for most of training camp and preseason. We just really didn't see much of Robert Beal. So unfortunate for him, he will be out with a hamstring, so he goes on to IR. And but again, it doesn't end his season. He can be back within the 4 week allotment that is provided for short term IR. So we could see Robert Beal in about 4 weeks potentially. We already know that Cameron Latu is on IR, but he was placed on IR before the year started. Um, John Lynch went out of his way to say he didn't make the final 53 and then was placed on short term IR, or not, excuse me, not short term IR, all season IR. Cameron Latu will not play for the San Francisco 49ers this year. But again, I thought the interesting thing was him divulging basically that he didn't make the final 53. So obviously, Cameron Latu's struggles were well documented all throughout training camp and preseason. And it doesn't appear he made the final 53. The 49ers are using the meniscus injury as basically a redshirt year for him. So they're going to obviously keep him around, is what it sounds like. They're not going to waive him with an injury settlement or anything. He will be on the team in the sense that he'll be on injured reserve. So Cameron Latu's done for the year. He will not be back this season. So unfortunately for Cameron Latu, his first year in the NFL will be a red shirt year. And hopefully next year he'll be able to pop up and be able to get back as well. Also, in regards to Jake Moody, they haven't really committed to anything in regards to his timetable for return is still kind of up in the air. For his availability for week 1, it does sound like the 49ers are still poking around additional kickers to see who they could potentially bring in. So we don't have any definitive situations right now on Moody, if he'll kick, if he won't kick, if they'll bring they'll it did sound like Kyle Shanahan kind of indicated that they might add a kicker to the practice squad, who then could be, of course, elevated. So no real updates there outside that it sounds like they're still working on it, because obviously they have not signed a kicker yet. So they can't really divulge too much information about that, because clearly they are still looking for that player. So we'll see what that looks like for week 1. So we'll find out if it's Moody. We'll find out if it's someone else. Sounds like it's trending in the direction of being someone else, which again is a bit unsettling as the San Francisco 49ers get ready to play Pittsburgh on the road. So that's pretty much the major injury updates from the press conference today. There's plenty of a lot to come out of that press conference, so stay locked in on the channel. I'm going to be posting about all the things that they were talking about. We're going to have reactions to it, so make sure, as always, you like and subscribe for more updates.